We're updating you on new data from the U.S. Census Bureau. We first brought you this news on News 10 first at 5.
Data from the 2020 census shows the Wabash Valley's population is shrinking. Local economists say this means we could lose state funding. Tonight, News 10's Blake Dahlia is live in the studio. He's here to tell us how the area could be impacted.
Patrice Rondrell, as we know, the area is losing people, and as I told you this afternoon, the census numbers determine how much federal funding each state gets. I sat down with Indiana State economics professor Robert Gill. He tells me why these numbers aren't seeing significant growth and what exactly that could mean. Every county in the Wabash Valley has seen a decrease in population. That's been since 2010 when the last U.S. census was taken. You can see on your screen counties in orange have lost population since then.
The declining populations of these areas have a dramatic impact on state and local government budgets.
Illinois has also lost population in the last decade. Indiana has seen a slightly different trend. Statewide, they fall into the light green category that you see on your screen. The U.S. Census Bureau says Indiana has had a population increase between 0 and 4.9%. That's slower than the overall national rate. Gill says with states with less growth, you'll see less federal funding.
Our wedge of the pie in Indiana will shrink a little. Illinois' wedge of the pie would shrink dramatically.
Gill says this could amount to hundreds of thousands or potentially millions of dollars. Along with people moving out of these areas, he says people are also holding off on having kids.
If you look at birth rates overall, births in the United States have dropped dramatically.
But all this in mind, Gill says it could still be a few years before we know just how much funding we'll receive or how much we could lose.
I think it'll be well into 22 or 23 before people like the mayor or county commissioners will say, we lost this many $100,000 as a result of a shrinking population.
Although it could be a few years before we see those changes go into effect into the government's budget, Gill says schools, police, and fire departments could be just some of the agencies impacted. Patrice Rondrell, back to you.